Right now at 5, she was sitting in a chair on the sidewalk when a person shot her in the head. A memorial for Cassandra Brown grows in Jacksonville's north side after she was killed during a block party over the weekend. Friends of Brown say that she was someone who was always willing to help anyone in need.
And tonight we're hearing from her son, who's one of many people asking for answers and seeking justice. News4JAX reporter Yvette Sanchez gives us his message. He says this should have never happened.
My mom is not a random murderer. She's not a random murderer. She's a murder victim because the state attorney's office and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office failed her.
Calvin Brown is distraught after his mother, Cassandra Brown, was shot in the head while sitting in a chair on the sidewalk at the intersection of Growth and Everson Street during a block party.
That is an everyday scene. They gather there, about 75 to 100 plus people every day, listening to music, playing cards, smoking, drinking, laughing, dancing every day.
Calvin claims the shooting was retaliation against his mother, who testified in a shooting case on the same street back in 2024 that put that person behind bars for 30 years. Now, Calvin says he thinks his mother's death is directly connected to her testifying in the case.
The dude chasing my mama around my cousin's car in that same location that she was shot and killed at.
Now,
with guns. He had came to our house. And this is why my mom packed up things and moved. This individual came to my mama's front door. This is an individual who sent threats from the jailhouse that he was going to kill my mama and the other lady who witnessed it.
According to Calvin, JSO was called each time there was an altercation or problem with the individual, who News4JAX is not naming, and police reports were made. We reached out to JSO and the state attorney's office regarding all of Calvin's claims. JSO says the investigation is ongoing and detectives continue to work diligently. Please note, next of kin notification was also made on this incident. We have yet to hear from the state attorney's office. Calvin says he believes there should have been more protection in place for his mother. So we spoke with crime expert Tom Hackney, and he says while there is protection for witnesses, the state level isn't as robust as it would be for federal trial.
It would be some protection before or during a trial, even to the point of potentially providing some security for them at their locations. But that all typically is surrounded with a trial. And once that trial happens, that coverage or protection usually kind of wanes away depending on the level of threats.
Hackney says that when being a witness, you have to take into consideration that law enforcement can help with that protection. But unfortunately, it's not a lifetime level of protection.
So you want somebody to come forward, and law enforcement, I spent 30 years coming to the media saying, hey, come forward if you know something, but there's a real life aspect to that exists of there could be harm that you're in the way of because of your testimony.
Calvin says he spoke to his mother about staying away from the area after he learned of the altercations after her testimony. But he says his mom was strong-willed and a happy-go-lucky person.
And she said, baby, don't worry about me. I'm all right. She said, I'm all right. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Ain't nobody gonna hurt me. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. I said, Mom, if this man does something to you, if anybody does anything to you, what am I supposed to do? You already know what I'm gonna do. So please stay from up there. She said, baby, ain't nobody gonna tell me how I'm supposed to live my life, where I'm supposed to go, or where I'm supposed to be at. And my mom has been that way her whole entire life.
In Jacksonville, Yvette Sanchez, Channel 4, the local station.
JSO is investigating the killing. Anyone with information is urged to call JSO. The number is 904-630-0500 or contact Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous at 1-866-845-TIPS.